We had Danny Haifong, we had Brian Beletic, awesome, and we had my guy Angelo Giuliani. So it was 4 of us, and we had an hour and a half discussion over on the New Atlas. It's awesome. Go check it out. Shout out to my guy David. David, thank you for the $5 super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Shout out to Pedro across the pond and Rulon. Thank you for joining me on the most powerful platform for truth. But we're going to get into this, okay? The title of the show is called More Political Theatrics from the Empire. So we were discussing this over on the New Atlas because we're not buying what they're putting out, okay? I wanna just talk to you guys for a minute. Let me put something before you. As a matter of fact, let me add it to the screen real quick. So, okay. So I'm gonna add this to the screen. I want you to look at that. All right. Putin says talks with Ukraine possible, but not with Zelensky. Okay. I want you to remember that because I'm going to bring that back up on the screen. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you more than anything the theatrics, because remember, Trump is not a politician, but he's an actor also. Remember WWE? Remember his Apprentice show? And we see that Zelensky is a 2-bit. I would rate him a D actor in the West. He may be an A actor in Ukraine, but in the West, he's a D actor. And I believe that this was scripted, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because when we're looking at a crime, motive, opportunity, and who benefits the most, okay? Let's go over that again. Motive, opportunity, and who benefits the most. America is hemorrhaging right now, economically. America is hemorrhaging globally in the politics and geopolitics, right? So, along with the much hyped killing of DEI and USAID, right? Even though the USAID was not killed, it was just rebranded and brought up under the State Department and refocused. The tools were sharpened and refocused. All right. So they took out the aid part that actually aided people that were in need and that needed the services, and they used the funds to then sharpen the tools of regime change and color revolution. Nobody talks about it. I saw Brian talk about it. Danny talked about it. Angelo talked about it, but I haven't seen anyone else talking about that besides me. Okay. So along with that, we look at the geopolitical environment, and America is stretched thin militarily. Okay. She needs political capital. She needs economic capital. She needs geopolitical capital. But what is the stain on her? The Israeli massacre in Gaza, the Israeli massacre in Lebanon, the U.S.-Israeli, Turkish, and NATO massacre in Syria. So you have to get the headlines off of that. So now Ukraine is now taking center stage, even as the U.S. and NATO and Israel focus their guns on Iran. It's no coincidence that Iran is having all these war games, and they've sent 5 flotillas out to sea, unheard of, 5 Navy flotillas out to sea in different areas of the globe. It was unheard of, never before done, because they're preparing for something, okay? So now look, with the empire hemorrhaging and realizing that the boat is taking on water, before the boat sinks, they have to patch the holes. They have to start trying to get some of the water out of the hull of the ship. And I'm talking about the ship of empire. So what they do, they pretend to kill off USAID, okay? Even though they rebranded it, refocused it, and resharpened it, all right? And they're acting as if they really want peace with Russia. In reality, that is not feasible. What they want to do is cause the fire to fester and smolder until they're able to redouble their measures to try to ignite it again. Because of one thing that you will learn, that America will not give up. That's one thing about it. Now I got to give America her credit. I beat her down, but she has a stick to it attitude. If I can't knock this wall down, I'm going to keep running into it until eventually it'll give. And that's what they're doing with Russia. So listen, I want to go to something real quick. Where is it at? Okay, I got some clips for you guys, and I want to take you down memory lane. Okay, because the best way to show you the theatrics of what went down is to show you proof, not just interject, but to show you proof that this stuff is theatrics. It gives America a way out without her losing face. That's what the talks were about between Russian and U.S. Advisors. Russia is winning, but Russia doesn't want to smear America's face because America is still a global power. She's still a nuclear power. She still has economic influence. She's got to let her out of what she's in. So what better way to do it is if Trump brings the clown puppet into his office, and then he disrespects the Oval Office, disrespects the vice president, and disrespects the president. Then you can say, especially with all of the media rounds, right, that he made, I'm talking about Zelensky, not apologizing and doubling down, right? What does this do for Zelensky? Remember, motive, opportunity, and who benefits, okay? Well, it gives Trump's administration a way out to then say, hey, we washed our hands, we'll stop the weapons, we'll stop this, we'll do this, and he doesn't want peace. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking to you all, on RT right now, the headline right now is Trump again says Zelensky doesn't want peace. That's what he says. And I haven't read this. I just saw it go across my screen. It says, Washington will not tolerate the Ukrainian leader's attitude any longer, the U.S. president said. This comes on the heel of what took place in the Oval Office. So what does that do for Ukraine? Ukraine's president, Zelensky. He went in there and he went toe-to-toe, even though he was embarrassing himself, he went toe-to-toe with the so-called leaders of the free world, which gives him a backbone back at home to say, hey, look, he went to bat for us. These are those violent Nazi criminals that are around him. So he gets props at home to prop him up at home, right? Even though he understands that there is no way for Ukraine to win, but it gives America a way out too, because America now has the justification to wash her hands. See, these are political theatrics. There is no nation on earth that is as good as America when it comes to tricknology. The science of trickery. That's why Hollywood rules, because they can take defeat and make it victory. Okay? And I see all the comments in the comment section. Shout out to everybody. But I want to go into this article that I just pulled up because it may go along with what I'm talking about, okay? And I want to thank everybody for joining me on the most powerful platform for truth anywhere, the Red Pill Diaries. So it says, Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky doesn't want to make peace with Russia and exploits U.S. support for his own gain, President Donald Trump has said. Trump and Zelensky have been feuding over disagreements about the negotiations with Russia and the terms of a possible ceasefire, with Zelensky insisting that the U.S. must first provide security guarantees to Kiev. On Monday, Trump took to social media to react to a news story by the AP, which quoted Zelensky as saying on Sunday that an agreement to end the war is still very, very far away and no one has started all these steps yet. Zelensky insisted that any peace deal must be just, honest, and most importantly, sustainable. This is the worst statement that could have been made by Zelensky, and America will not put up with it for much longer. For much longer. Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform. Okay? Do you see now the theatrics in the office gives Zelensky credibility with his
told you to walk away. That was was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a